Greetings, I'm John the Spirit. I've successfully researched Vrauks, and welcome to modded Factorio Supershorts. I had to double my power, so I created another set of two sets of, 6 electric mining drills, because I had some from that quick start mod that I wasn't really supposed to use anyway, and I put down more steam engines. Obviously, if I really needed to, I can use this new setup I've been using over here that makes lots of coal for free. But I have them, so I use them. I also set up excessive ash removal for these fluid mining drills. And by excessive, I mean extremely complicated, using lots of Bob's adjustable inserters to pull things off in right angles so that I can fit them in my incredibly tiny space for that sort of thing. Just look at this little snaky thing that I'm using in order to get ash out of this fluid mining drill and this fluid mining drill, and then of course I have like, it's all so bad. But I did it. I did. There's another fun bit here where I had to push up both these fluid mining drills so that I could fit 2 more underground belts with some, 2 more inserters for ash with some underground belts to fit everything around in a whole ashy mess. And now we are done. Seeing how tin is now clogged up, it seems like I have to do the same thing for tin, so... Tin is thankfully much more structured, so I can kind of do this sort of thing, which has made this a lot easier than I thought, with the help of some equally spaced underground belts, and the illustrious curved bob inserters, and carefully set whitelists on ash, and the use of an offset to make sure that the ash from this mechanical inserter goes onto the left of the belt and is therefore able to slide onto the underground belt in the correct spot. I'm once again exploiting offsets so that ash here goes up to the top of the belt and ash here goes to the bottom of the belt, and therefore we get an equal balance. Not that it matters because I'm shooting it all into a chest. Now people tell me I should use ash separation so I can get soot, which gives me lots of ores. Observe, you get these ores, which usually require things like acetylene and such, but I feel like I'd be annoyed calculating all of the calculations required to handle this amount of all these things. I don't know. It just seems so complicated, but you get nice things out of it, I guess. Coal dust, which can fuel my stuff. I don't know. Maybe later. I just have to distribute all that ash everywhere somehow, and I mean, I could use robots for that since I do have those roboports, but I don't really technically truly have them yet, so I'm scared. Anyway, Vrauks need a lot of different things, including moss gene samples. Moss gene samples can be made with moss and petri dishes in a gene lab. A gene lab requires plastic, and we actually have access to plastic because of a system I set up right here, which takes syngas from these gasifiers and aromatics from this destructive distillation column and sets them all into a biofactory, which makes me lots of plastic. Look at all that tasty, tasty plastic. Unfortunately, I have this absolutely immense amount of rich clay that I continue to not know what to do with, so I'm just gonna delete it, which should get it pumping on making my tasty aromatics for me. For some reason I need an exorbitant quantity of duralumin, something I do not currently have. If my aluminum patch weren't so damn small, I would automate it a little bit harder. Thankfully, the Fluid Mining Drill Mark II, which will mine at double the speed, only requires simple circuit boards and also PyScience, but I'll get there eventually. Even better, it uses electricity instead of coal. For now, however, I do have these fluid mining drills fully fueled and running constantly as long as they're getting coal. Why are they not getting... Oh, they just need to take iron. In good news, I now have everything I need for the gene lab, that is the duralumin, except for plastic, lead, and titanium, all of which I will get right now. Lead. Titanium. Plastic. Gene lab. Fairly enormous device. 12 agar for 12 petri dishes so we can get 4 moss gene samples. 6 moss gene samples. Actually, I think I need 12 of those. Now I also need these generic Earth DNA samples. These are made in a data array. Data arrays require more duralumin. But now I can make it. The power of Supershorts. You didn't have to wait around while I got all that stuff. Yay, another enormous building that's completely unwieldy in its size. I also need biosamples, which require an incubator. And an incubator requires more duralumin. How exciting. I cannot wait for better aluminum processing. Cannot wait. Meanwhile, I really should be researching... Oh my god. 450 automation science packs for rendering? I don't even have that much. And I need it for other things. Okay, I am not immediately going to get rendering then. That's insane. Why? Why is that so much? Anyway, I'm now making an incubator. For each of the 4 Vrauks I want, I need 2 generic Earth DNA samples, so I need 8 generic Earth DNA samples, so I need 80 biosamples, which is a grand total of, oh my god, so many native flora. 24 stacks of it, to be exact. I also need 24 bio containers, which thankfully is easy as long as I have steel, lead, titanium, and glass, which I have. I'll use chutes to pull out these native flora to increase the speed that they create these biosamples. For my 8 generic Earth DNA samples, I also need 120 automation science packs. Easy enough. Look how many I have. And with some waiting, we are about to have our 80 biosamples. Now we will continue to wait for generic Earth DNA samples. Rock codexes are easy. I can craft them in my inventory. Same for these petri dishes, which I will now make. Or I would be making them if I had any agar, which I would have if I had put enough coal into my steam producer in this chest. But there's too much stuff going on, man. One interesting thing to note is that apparently, just like people told me, these mechanical inserters are just barely insufficient at filling up these boilers. Very interesting, but it's okay. It's like not really that much. It doesn't matter too much to me. But even before I can make the Vrauks, I need creature chambers, which require more stuff. Mostly, a lot. Oh god, 130 duralumin. That's not even fair. I don't think I have enough aluminum. You know what? I have almost enough aluminum. I have almost enough aluminum for that. Almost enough. I sure am glad I have this system running. I sure am not glad that iron is not... Okay, I'm gonna put a chest here, turn it around. Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, there we go. Now iron will leave this and it'll stop plugging up my destructive distillation column, because I don't want them to get plugged up anymore. That'd be bad. Now I shall wait patiently for 100 duralumin, and then when I get enough aluminum up here, which hopefully will happen much quicker than it is currently happening, which is correct. Incorrect, sorry. I will have enough duralumin for my creature chamber and will be able to make my Vrauks. I guess for now I should see what it takes to make a rock paddock instead. Ooh, not duralumin. Oh, but aluminum. No. Why? YAFC tells me I need a good few of these things, so this is uncomfortable. But you know what? While I wait for aluminum, I guess I can just make the microorganism mines I need for the rock paddocks. That's good enough, right? According to YAFC, it looks like I need 5 plus 3 is 8 rock paddocks, so I need 8 microorganism mines. Okay, I officially have enough duralumin for the creature chamber. Now all I need is the glass and titanium. And, as Factorio neglected to tell me until just now, a lot of iron, steel, and plastic that I wasn't looking at needing. And as Factorio has once again neglected to tell me, more glass and simple circuit boards. The fact that I'm not presently backing up on glass is soon to become a problem because I just keep using it so damn quickly. But I am no longer suppressed. I can finally make creature chambers. Another truly prodigious object which I have just placed here. Now, with 12 moss gene samples, 4 Vrauks codexes, 8 generic Earth DNA samples, 40 native flora, and 40 petri dishes, I can now make 4 Vrauks Mark 1s, very slowly. Now, in order to make more Vrauks in this bootstrap process, I need to make Vrauks cocoons using Vrauks. I'll get 6 Vrauks cocoons for every 2 Vrauks. And then I need to turn those Vrauks cocoons back into Vrauks. I'm going to begin the rendering research. My first Vrauk is now available, and I have put it into this Vrauk paddock in which it will be able to make Vrauk cocoons. Quite conveniently, this thing looks like it will make a Vrauk every 4 minutes. Sorry, wrong, I made a mistake. This will make a Vrauk every 3 Vrauks every 8 minutes. Because it is making 4 Vrauks, it will take slightly longer than that. Just over 10 minutes. Very sad. This is also taking an exorbitantly long time. Why is 5 minutes so long? But my Vrauky time will come. In other news, I thought it would be helpful to hook up sap to the Vrauk cocoon. I now have 2 Vrauks and can begin the very slow production of Vrauk cocoons. It will take a total of 8 minutes to create my first Vrauk cocoons, but then they will go to make my Vrauk Mark 1s and everything will speed up, I hope. May the time come, oh glory, please. Now you may be thinking, Jonathan, why at this moment are you not just creating the rest of your PyScience 1 factory while you wait extremely patiently for these Vrauks to bootstrap? And the answer is, in this case, not that I am very dumb. Only that I am sort of dumb. I have to take a nap, like really bad. So I don't really want to think about all the stuff I have to build right now to make my PyScience factory. As fun as it will be, I should really take that nap. But I just need these things to work. Maybe I should be satisfied with my current progress and just lie in bed, a happy spirit. In good news, the first Vrauks are now being made from Vrauk cocoons. You're probably wondering, Jonathan, did you take your nap? And the answer is, no, I have not. Yay, more Vrauks. Rendering is finished, so eventually I'll be able to get a slaughterhouse and get the formic acid out of my Vrauks, which is what I need for my system. I need to research latex technologies, a much easier research to get all of the things I need for PyScience. While I continue to wait for Vrauks, I have what is called in the language of my people a problem. The problem can be seen easily by looking at this map. Observe that the map is extremely compact. Look at all that stuff, everywhere, very tightly packed. However, as it turns out, I do not get trains for a hot minute. even though I can get them in PyScience 1. And I'm about to get some interesting and useful ore processing methods. And I'm gonna need iron and copper for things other than Circuit 1. But if you look at the way that my iron and copper are set up, they're just so adjacent to this. So basically, I need to move my entire Circuit 1 system so that it can actually do things again. Sorry, so I can actually do things again, like have more stuff in my base. However, this is not precisely an impossible feat. All I have to do is just kind of let this empty out of most of its stuff, and then I can just cut it and paste it. To that end, I'm going to snip and snip the iron, copper, glass, and lead. Whereas I will continue to let zinc run and make copper zinc batteries until everything else just fades away. Also, I'm going to research PyScience packs. This is what I've decided. Rather than wait around for all of these things to finish existing, I'm just going to cut and paste the whole thing and move it way off to the right. Like that. Everything has been successfully moved to the right very far, I think. Far-ish, far enough. Transferring all the rest of this stuff will be a little more volatile. Although it is quite the ordeal, I think I have successfully moved everything, and now granted myself much more space on the left. And you may think, Jonathan, that is not a lot of space, but it is space for me to run belts very far down, for me to do lots of processing before I bring them back up, which is better. All in all, I'm chalking this up as a win. Some of the immediate benefit is that I can move the processing of copper and stuff off of, some crazy shit happening here. To finish off, I've improved the bootstrapping of our Vrauks system now that both paddocks are full of Vrauks. This Vrauk paddock will get its Vrauks pulled out and put into a chest, which will then get pumped into this Vrauk paddock to make cocoons, which will get pulled out into this chest, which will get pumped into this Vrauk paddock to make Vrauks, and eventually these things will back up. I don't need too many Vrauks to get my total system running. Another wonderful thing is at the end of this copying adventure, I still have an even number of pipe-to-grounds and underground belts, so that is a true win in an otherwise sad life of pain and death. Exaggerations aside, in the next episode, we will set up our PyScience creator. I don't know where. There's a lot of random water in this area that I don't love, but I'll figure it out. Probably I'll drag a bunch of stuff down here, honestly, so I have a lot more space, and see how I can design my system that way. For now, however, that's it for today's episode. As always, if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. I hope you enjoyed!